Sobrang di ko pa mapaniwala. Maraming salamat sa suporta at sana patuloy yung suporta niyo sa akin.
Caught. Sasnovich screams, cheat. After Eala'S impossible 0-4 comeback. Full scandal. She cheated. It's incredibly ridiculous that she was only fast in the last 3 minutes of the match. Those were the words that stopped the tennis world cold. Just seconds after Filipino sensation Alexandra Eala pulled off the miracle of the century, clawing her way back from the dead to defeat Aliaksandra Sasnovich at the Abu Dhabi Open, chaos erupted on center court. We aren't talking about a polite handshake and a wave to the crowd. We are talking about a full-blown meltdown that has left the WTA in absolute shock. Sasnovich didn't just lose. She flew into a rage, pointing a trembling finger directly at the 20-year-old star and screaming that Eala was using illegal, high-tech equipment to steal the win. She demanded an immediate investigation. She demanded the match result be overturned. And then, 10 minutes later, the Rafa Nadal Academy dropped a statement so stunning, it silenced the entire stadium. What exactly happened in those final, mysterious 3 minutes? Is Alexandra Eala the greatest comeback artist of her generation? Or is there something hidden in her racket handle? Today on Champions Tennisistics, we are breaking down the scandal, the screaming, and the truth behind the match that broke the internet. You do not want to miss the Rafa Academy's savage response. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into the drama. Let's set the scene. It's the round of 16 at the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open. The lights are bright, the crowd is absolutely electric, and on the scoreboard, it looks like a funeral for Alexandra Eala. The scoreline? A disaster. She lost the first set 2-6. She scraped through the second 6-4. But in the decider? She was down. Badly. We're talking about a 0-4 hole in the third set. She was staring at a double break deficit. Sasnovich was cruising. The Belarusian veteran was laughing, practically already in the locker room, thinking about her quarterfinal opponent. And then something changed. In the span of what felt like a heartbeat, Eala didn't just start playing better. She started playing like a machine. She moved with a speed that didn't make sense. She was hitting winners from angles that physics shouldn't allow. She clawed back to 6-all, and in the tiebreak, she sealed the deal, winning 7-6 with a 7-5 scoreline in the breaker. The crowd went berserk. Filipino flags were flying everywhere. But down on the court, the vibe was toxic. As Eala walked to the net, beaming with the joy of her victory, Sasnovich didn't extend her hand. She extended a finger. Witnesses courtside report Sasnovich's face was beet red. She wasn't just disappointed. She was furious. The microphones picked up the shouting. It's not possible. Check her racket. Check her shoes. She accused Eala, right there on live television, of activating some kind of speed-enhancing tech in the final moments. She was dead tired. Sasnovich yelled at the umpire. She could barely walk at 0-4. And suddenly she's Usain Bolt? She cheated. It was ugly. It was raw. And it was exactly the kind of drama we live for. But was it just the bitterness of a choked lead? Or did Sasnovich see something the rest of us missed? To understand why Sasnovich lost her mind, we have to look at the match stats. Because, honestly, looking at the numbers, you might start to see why she was so paranoid. For 2.5 hours, Aliaksandra Sasnovich was the better player. She was dominating the baseline. She was serving huge. She had Eala pinned in the corner. At 0-4 in the third set, Eala looked finished. Her body language was slumped. She was wiping sweat away every 5 seconds. She looked like a player ready to book a flight to the next tournament. Then, the switch flipped. Suddenly, Eala's foot speed increased by what looked like 30%. Her reaction time? Superhuman. She saved match points not with safe play, but with aggressive, line-painting winners. There was 1 point at 5-all in the third set that broke Sasnovich's spirit. Sasnovich hit a drop shot that should have been a winner. It was perfect. But Eala, starting from the baseline, sprinted forward and not only reached it, but flicked a cross-court winner that landed with millimeter precision. Sasnovich stood there, hands on hips, staring at Eala's shoes. You could see the gears turning in her head right then. How did she move that fast? The final tiebreak was a blur. Eala went from defensive to offensive in a blink. When the final ball was struck, Eala had won 2-6, 6-4, 7-6. But instead of celebrating the grit of a young champion, the narrative instantly shifted because of Sasnovich's outburst. Only fast in the last 3 minutes, she claimed. Is it adrenaline? Is it the puso, the heart that Filipino fans always talk about? Or, as the tabloids are asking today, was there tech involved? Let's dig into this accusation. High-tech equipment. What on earth was Sasnovich talking about? Tennis has seen accusations of doping. We've seen accusations of illegal coaching. But equipment cheating to increase speed? That is a new one. The internet forums lit up immediately. Conspiracy theorists started analyzing zoomed-in photos of Eala'S racket handle. Was there a sensor? A gyroscope helping with stability? Others zoomed in on her shoes. There were whispers, completely unverified mind you, about energy return prototypes that aren't approved by the ITF. The idea is that certain carbon fiber plates in shoes can give a player an unfair sprint advantage, similar to the controversy we saw in marathon running a few years ago. Sasnovich's argument hinges on the physical impossibility of the turnaround. Her camp is reportedly claiming that no human being recovers from that level of fatigue to that level of explosion without external aid. I have played her before, Sasnovich reportedly told her box. She does not have that gear. That was not her running. That was something else. It sounds crazy. It sounds like science fiction. But when a veteran player risks a fine to scream it on center court, you have to at least ask the question. What did she see? The accusation hung in the air for exactly 10 minutes. The stadium was buzzing. The commentators were awkward, trying to fill the silence while Sasnovich argued with the referee. And then, the boom. The Rafa Nadal Academy, where Alexandra Eala has trained since she was a junior, didn't wait for a
Stop
press
what you're
conference.
doing, because history is being made right now.
They
Alexandra
issued an
Eala just
immediate,
put the Philippines on the
scorching
global
statement
tennis
that was read
map.
out
And
by the
trust me,
tournament
this
director
is
to the
just the
press.
beginning.
Here is the gist of what the Rafa office said. And folks, it was a mic drop moment. We have heard the ridiculous and defamatory accusations made regarding our athlete, Alexandra Eala. Let us be crystal clear. The only high-tech equipment Alexandra uses is her heart, her work ethic, and the thousands of hours she has spent sweating on the clay and manicure. The statement continued, seemingly channeling Rafael Nadal himself. To accuse a 20-year-old of cheating because she refused to give up at 0-4 is not just an insult to her. It is an insult to the sport of tennis. Alexandra was fast in the last 3 minutes because she is a fighter who does not know how to quit. We invite Ms. Sasnovich to come train with us for a week. Perhaps then she will understand where that speed comes from. Boom. They didn't just deny it. They roasted Sasnovich. They essentially called her a sore loser who doesn't understand hard work. The statement stunned the stadium. The Filipino fans in the crowd erupted into cheers. It was the ultimate defense. So, the academy shut down the rumors. The racket was checked by the umpire. It was standard. The shoes? Standard. Sasnovich was left looking like someone who just couldn't handle the pressure of a Filipino takeover. But drama like this takes a toll. You can't have a screaming match at the net and then just go back to normal. Eala had to recover fast. She had the quarterfinals waiting for her. And her opponent? The dangerous Russian, Ekaterina Alexandrova. And this is where the story gets real, folks. Because while the spirit was willing, the body, after that emotional explosion and the physical toll of the comeback, was running on fumes. In the quarterfinals, just a day after the cheating scandal, Eala took the court against Alexandrova. The fans were chanting her name. The cameras were zoomed in on her shoes, thanks to Sasnovich. But the miracle didn't happen twice. Eala fought, but she looked drained. The mental weight of the accusation, combined with the exhaustion of the Sasnovich match, was too much. She fell to Alexandrova 6-3, 6-3. Alexandrova, who is ranked inside the top 15, didn't give Eala any room to breathe. There were no 0-4 comebacks this time. Eala fought off break points. She broke back once, but the tank was empty. Did Sasnovich's outburst cost Eala the tournament? Did the investigation distraction keep her up all night? We'll never know for sure, but it's hard to ignore the timing. And the story doesn't end in Abu Dhabi. Because in tennis, the carousel never stops. Fresh off the scandal and the quarterfinal run, Alexandra Eala flew directly to Doha for the Qatar Open, a massive WTA 1000 event. She had broken into the top 40 rankings for the first time, a huge milestone. But she was walking into a shark tank. Her first-round opponent? Teresa Valentova, another rising teenage star, an 18-year-old Czech prodigy who has had Eala'S number in the past. This match was supposed to be Eala'S redemption. It was supposed to be the moment she silenced the haters for good. But the curse struck again. Eala battled hard in the first set. It was neck and neck. They went to a tiebreak. Eala had her chances. But Valentova, fresh and controversy-free, snatched the tiebreak 7-6. And then, the wheels fell off. In the second set, Eala faded. The emotional roller coaster of the last week, the comeback, the accusation, the Rafa statement, the Alexandrova loss, the flight to Doha, it all hit her at once. She lost the second set 6-1. Eala is out of Doha in the first round. It's a tough blow. A ranking dip is coming. The prize money this week is small. But let's look at the bigger picture. So where do we stand? Aliaksandra Sasnovich accused Alexandra Eala of cheating because she couldn't believe a human being could fight that hard. Think about that. That is the ultimate compliment wrapped in an insult. Eala played so well, she broke her opponent's reality. The Rafa Academy stood tall. The high-tech rumors were proven to be nothing but hot air from a frustrated player who choked a 4-0 lead. Sure, Eala lost in the next round. Sure, she stumbled in Doha. That's part of growing up on tour. She's only 20. She just cracked the top 40. She is playing against the best in the world, and she is making them sweat. She is making them scream. She is making them panic. Sasnovich can point fingers all she wants. But the only thing electric about Alexandra Eala is her fighting spirit. This wasn't cheating. This was greatness. And sometimes, greatness looks scary to people who don't have it. What do you think, champions? Was Sasnovich right to be suspicious of that sudden speed boost? Do you think the tennis authorities need to look closer at shoe tech? Or was this just the classic case of a veteran player who couldn't handle getting beaten by Filipino fierce pride? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Team Eala or Team Investigation? And hey, if you love this deep dive into the wildest scandal of the 2026 season, smash that like button like Eala smashed that forehand winner. Make sure you are subscribed and have that notification bell turned on, because the tennis world is crazy, and we are the only ones bringing you the raw, unfiltered truth. This is Champions Tennisics, signing off. See you on the court.
No, the academy has been my home for the past 7 years. And of course, I have to
I think for United tennis players, especially the juniors, I think it's a great opportunity to be exposed to this level and this quality.
I'm super happy with the game, how I played. I think she was a tough opponent, and yeah, tough conditions out there, very hot, but I'm just very happy.
Alex, after a terrific year last year, how does it feel to be making your main draw debut at Melbourne?
It feels great. I'm super excited. You know, coming in.
I'm out. Can you give us an update on what you're feeling on your right leg? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bit of discomfort and.